Each day there's something. You feel me on that? You
Each
feel me
day
on
there's
that?
something. There's something new.
They could be completely unrelated, but it's just something. You're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Like it's
Bro,
just like
listen to what we were talking about last night.
Pierre
I
walked in.
texted this in our
Hey,
group
go
chat.
Pierre.
Yeah. I texted this in our group chat, but we're literally just in the backyard and we're talking about like how the parallel universe theory, how like also I was watching a video recently on like why it's completely scientifically possible under quantum mechanics. And it's like the way that like electrons spin, like you know how like when you look at them, they're stopped. Like it's when you look at a wave, it
What
completely
electrons
stops.
are you talking about? Are you
Sorry,
talking
not an
about
electron. I'm talking about waves. Apologies.
okay.
When you look at a wave, it stops and you can never see a wave move, but we know it moves.
Mhm.
So it's like when you actually like try to measure it and observe it, it changes the nature of what it is. And so that's why there could be parallel universes, because when that happens, it's either going to be decaying or it's going to be at the same state it was in before. So like universes are infinitely splitting off, whatever. And so a majority of these universes would be pretty much exactly the same. Like a majority would be exactly the same as they were before, because that's how probability works. But also how probability works is you're going to have a very small percentage of universes where like shit is just like weird. Like shit gets weird. And we're talking about 2020 and what's happening. I'm like, we could be in a shit got weird type of universe. And as we're talking about this, our roommate, for the listeners, our roommate who is from France, he was stuck in France because of COVID and everything. His flight kept getting canceled. We were thinking he was going to be coming in like October. As we're talking about how shit's just weird, he comes walking into our backyard. Just walking into our backyard unannounced. We're like, what the fuck? Like,
Why did he not tell anyone he was coming?
it was so much better he didn't, though. It was so much better, bro.
Dude,
We were like, what?
You're coming from France though, and it's like once you touch down off that plane in San Diego, you're telling me you aren't just logging onto the Snapchat and sending one of the boys? Like I don't understand.
No, because he's landing and then coming straight like to his house, which is our house, and like just showing up and like I'm here, motherfuckers. Like it was so hype. But yeah, that shit just like the context of what we were talking about, then the fact that just like you tell me what's in, if you told me in that conversation, like what would be like the something that's possible but would just blow your mind right now. Like the top of my list might be him just walking in our backyard. It just fucking happened. I'm like, oh my god, we're one of the weird ones, Craig.
I mean, dude, that's what I was thinking about that when you said that. I'm like, what? I wonder if the parallel universe is crossed. Because that's what I was saying about when
This is going back to time travel now.
That's where, yeah, no, well, no, is it though? Because like you're the one who loves parallel universe and all that shit. What?
No,
So,
but it's just like
can a parallel universe cross it like across your life?
no.
Like,
No, the way that scientists believe it exists, they once they split off, they will never interact again with each other.
okay,
Yeah.
that's in.
Yeah. Some interesting shit. I was watching some other shit. Have you heard of last Thursdayism? Is an interesting one to talk about. Is it likely? No. Is it possible? Here's what's weird is it is mathematically possible to happen. Bless you.
Thank
What it means is that there's no way to like disprove that the universe didn't start last Thursday. Like there's literally no way to disprove it. Like the math completely checks out.
Shut the fuck up.
that's why it's like, okay, you can't disprove it, but like no it didn't. But it's just
Like,
like
you know what
it's just like it's hilarious because it's like tell me why it didn't start last Thursday. It's like, well, fuck, you're right.
So the universe started yesterday, is what you're saying? Like,
I mean, it could have.
according
There's
to
no
the
way to
theory-
disprove it.
According to the theory, the universe started Thursday.
Yeah, and it mathematically checks out. It's like, it's one of those like probably not, but like there's no way to disprove it, which is kind of hilarious.
Yeah, but you know, because you're also advanced in math, like that it might check out, but that might not be the answer you're trying to find.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Just because the math works doesn't mean just because something's possible doesn't mean it is going to happen. You
Exactly.
know what I
It's
mean?
just like I mean, I'm trying to think of like an analogy to
It's the
draw.
same. Well, it's the same way with wormholes. Like they know that wormholes are theoretically possible, but that doesn't mean that they exist.
Jesus, you're on one. You've been on one lately, man.
I've
You've
been
been
fucking
on.
on one. I'm not
You've
gonna
been
lie. I've been
on
fucking
one
on
lately.
one.
You've been it's a good thing class is starting up again for you. You've been on you've been on the deep end lately. You've been on you've been in the deep end of what could happen. Like that's
I've been. You know what? I have. We've been having some wild conversations like late at night in our backyard too. Some wild conversations. Dude, do you know about David Stern fucking being a savage on the Jim Rome show? Like this is a while ago. I just saw the
what you
clip
say.
came up. Jim Rome was like asking David Stern about fixing. I think it was like the 2002 draft. Like, this is a while ago, and David Stern just goes, "Hey Jim, are you still beating your wife?" live on air. Jim Rome's just like, "Now that's just not necessary. That's over the line." Dude, look up this clip. David Stern live on air calls out Jim Rome for beating his wife.
That's the title.
It's insane. Jim Rome or David Stern was a fucking savage. I
David
didn't
Stern was
even
a
realize
fucking
that.
cutthroat man, so that doesn't surprise me. David Stern, they are
Dude,
possible.
the tone he has too when he says that, I'm just like, Jesus. You just did that man like that.
I'm not saying that I do, but I think it's my job to ask you that.
Have you stopped beating your wife yet?
Yeah, I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if that's fair.
Have you?
Right?
I love how he just keeps kind of prodding him, and then just like David Stern just go, "Hey, have you stopped beating your wife yet?"
Yup.
Like, just change the subject. Like,
Dude, he he was holding that shit in the back pocket. He's like, I'm sure for everyone he does, he has something in his back pocket that I'm like, if I got to pull this out, you're
we
fucked.
100% fix that draft.
Probably. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Aota Picks. It is Sunday. We have NBA picks for you today. Before we get into that, though, we're fucking back, boys.
Hello, boys and girls. How are you? You know, today is going to be a wonderful day. Because I'm back.
We are fucking back positive this week. We don't go down units. We only go fucking up. Winners only. Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Aota Picks. Yesterday in the MLB, we went perfect, boys. We went fucking perfect in the MLB. 10.8 units. We had Indians plus 1.5. Hit. Dodgers money line. Hit. Giants plus 1.5. Hit. Angels and Mariners over. Way hit. Parlay. Throw that all together. 1 unit to win 6.8. That hits. We have a fucking huge day. Huge turnaround. Up double digits just in that MLB alone. What a fucking day, boys. Let's keep it rolling today. So 560 positive COVID cases have come up at University of Alabama since they restarted school. Roll Tide.
Did you read the TFM blog about it?
No.
Oh, it was one of the funniest blog posts I've ever read in my life. I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull it up actually and read it, like read some of it, because I actually was like laughing, like literally laughing reading this, and I just saw it. So,
this is also just no surprise. This is gonna happen at every single school.
dude, that's what they were. That's like what the whole thing is pretty much saying, and it's just like, how the fuck are you gonna blame the kids? Like, it's just, I was losing it. Okay, here we go. This morning, the University of Alabama closed their bars. You read that right. This morning, America's mecca for binge drinking shut down. I'm not writing this in political context at all, but I'm insanely pissed off that the bulk of the blame for the inevitable outcome is getting placed on undergrads. Like, and then it's just talking about how it's like, how are you going to expect us to congregate with masks on? We just spent all summer with our fucking parents. Like, and it's just, it just kind of blames like all our problems right now on the old fucks and how we all took one for the team for 5 months. And now that we're back, like at our own environments and we have, and they're, like we just can't, like we all want to have sex and shit is pretty much what you're saying. Like we go to state schools with 30,000 people, we're all just trying to fuck, and it's just like I'm just and it's like, how the fuck
It's so true though. We've been
and they're like, how are you
yeah.
gonna blame us, you guys? And they're like, you old motherfuckers sat back with no plan and with 2 weeks left just said we're gonna cut, like as if, and like the way they said it was like, you guys sat down with 2 weeks left, like before school, and just said, all right, we'll take them all back. And and they compared it to like how college students like will just have a bottle of Adderall and just like be ready to write a paper in one night and just be like, yeah, fuck it, we'll worry about it when we get there. And like,
Yep, that's exactly what they
that's
did.
exactly what they did. And it's just like,
It's honestly like you like make college kids go home and live with their parents for legit 5 months straight. You bring them all back at the same time and expect them to like socially distance themselves. Like they've been living with their parents for 5 months, come back and get to be independent and all together at once, and you're like, nah, but they'll stay away from each other. They won't. College kids don't like to interact. College kids don't like to go party together. Like they'll be responsible, stay away from each other after 5 months of not partying. Like we all know this is gonna happen. It's the school's fault for bringing everyone back, but like if you're going to, like we all know it's gonna
it's
happen.
such a fucking selfish and stupid point of view too. All these people already are married, have kids, have their lives figured out.
They've already lived their
They
lives.
literally just expect us, like, who are literally all of us who are entering our lives, like, they can just delay it. They can just delay it another few months. Just keep going through life with no life, and you're just like, no.
Yeah. They can just spend 6 months doing absolutely nothing
Okay,
over
not
while they're
talking
21.
to
They
each
can
other.
they can spend half of their 21-year-old like year just doing absolutely nothing but sitting inside. Like it's not a big deal. Like come on now. Come on now. This is the prime years right here. This is the prime years that they think we're going to waste it fucking sitting inside watching Netflix the entire time. Fuck off.